Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith of Smith in the Black channel here at Ticker Talker on a Friday, and one of the things that's taken hold is the inside months. And so let's take a look here. So usually I talk pretty fast, but not much to talk about. So let's get to taking a look at here the inside month in the SPY taking hold. And so as that goes on, you can expect things to get worse, and you can see how this daily has just been chopping around here upper left, chopping around in this range, just spiking up, coming in, spiking up, coming in, poking up, and then ending up right here in the middle doing nothing. The good thing we did have this week was a lot of 2-2 reversal weeks to the downside. You can see SPY went to the upside, then the downside, right? But it just doesn't fall apart because it's just stuck in here. So one of the things we want to do is sometimes when I do the Strat Attack show on Tuesday nights, I'll explain to you how I can tell you what the market's doing by scanning without even looking at it, right? Without any charts. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So, because you'll see a lot of the names that we use here. Oops. So, here's a TC2000 scan, right? And so, as we get towards the ends of the month, right? So next week is the exhaustion week. So we've been waiting for this because we know we have the election, right? Let me get this up in here. We know we've got the election. We know we've got this stimulus package up in the air. And so if you look at this, then you'll notice the different names on the other side of the list. But this is the list of all of the stocks going inside month this month so far. And you'll notice Apple, all the airlines, AMD, Tesla, all right, Microsoft, Citicorp, Uber, Facebook, JP Morgan, right? Just look at this list and you'll see how big it is. Snowden, LVS, Nvidia. And so as you look down here, you're going to see pert near everybody, Visa, Amazon, right? So what that tells us is that we can expect reversals going back and forth and doing nothing. And so we've been playing it, with the reversals on the weeklies and the dailies the best we can, right? And so when you look at it this way, and now go to the scan over here, you'll notice this. This is taking out anybody above last month's highs. Now look at the difference in this list. GE, Ford, Snap, letter X, General Motors. All right, you got MU, we'll give you that one. CGC, you notice the difference in this list? Now, if you go to the other side, and you go taking out yesterday's lows, right? I mean last month's lows. Intel, GILD, you got a few in there. Lyft, Valero, Merck, CTXS. So we have a little bit more Union Pack, a little bit more to the downside, although basically neutral, right? Because of all those inside months. So always want to be aware of that. And that's why, like during the day, I'll be scanning because we know what the market's doing. When we have a bunch of inside months, we know it's doing nothing, right? And so during the day, what I'll be doing is scanning because we know the market is going to go in the direction of the most twos and threes with continuity, right? And the higher the concentration that is, right, the more likely that's going to hold. And so what I mean by that is here, if the SPY is above yesterday's highs, right, and I scan for who's ever above yesterday's highs, and it's a high concentration of all the high beta names, this market's going up, right? Especially when you can have it tie up with the monthly and the weekly, which you don't have right now. You have this inside month. So we're just going to let this thing expire, right? And you can expect things to go back and forth, and that's when you hear people talking about iron condors and stuff like that because of things of doing nothing, right? So we got to try and stay in things that are doing something, right? And that's why we've been jumping around a lot. So if we go today, you'll see KOD here. You'll notice this, taking out last month's highs, coming back through all this stuff, right? Nice little day you got there going on. And so now we'll see if that sets up again on the 30, which I got here. All right, we'll bring them in a little bit. And you can see here, sold off a little bit. Where's that 15? Right here. You let it drop in, you go on 15er, and you go back up for a nice little trade like that. Had a real nice fiver this morning, too. Down in here, the inside five, and up she goes. But we'll see. If we go to that on a 3060 Snappy, and that was on the list of taking out last month's highs, right, to go down lower middle, and here was the reversal here to up to down right here on the monthly for swing over 2319, and that's still good. No lower lows on the weekly ever since, and off she goes to the races. So we'll see if this sets up again. It's been a little quick here. Right now you can see this inside 30 poking down, so that would be a rev strat up here above 42.42. We'll see if we can take that out. Like I said, these broader averages starting to do all sorts of nothing. If you go to Mattel, just on a gap up. The good thing about Mattel is it's been higher, and you can see these levels in here to take out, because we already know they took this out. Boom. We know broadening formations exist, so we're looking to see if we can come up through a little bit more of this right now, stalling out like a lot of things inside on the 60, so we'll see how it can handle that. If we go to EXAS, already did its job, but this is one thing you're going to look for, right? Because we know outside bars exist on the weekly upper middle. Once it takes that out and goes back green, we're looking to be an outside bar of that, which it indeed did, right? There was your poke down here on the daily, right? Closes out on the lows after stopping these guys out. Boom, there's your 2-2 reversal. 2 down, 2 up, right here, over 103.85. And your magnitude is to take out the high of this, 110.37, which it did. Now we'll see if it sets up again. You can see this on the 60. Takes out the highs, takes out the lows, right? So if we can take this out, then we look to be an outside bar of that here. Or, because this is an outside bar, if it doesn't make any highs, potentially it comes all the way back and takes this out because it's already hitting its magnitude. And once an outside bar, always an outside bar, which means if they sold down and paid up, they might do it again. They tend to get bigger. Ask Lily here. Look at the daily on Lily. See this? Boom, 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 right? Broadening formation, thus the name. If we go to VOXX, and VOXX, once again, taking out last month's highs, that's an outside bar 3-2 to the upside. And then you come in on the daily, and you're going to see this. Takes out one side, takes out the other side, doesn't gap. So when it takes this out, here, 12.15, we're looking to at least take that out, 12.42, and you have full time frame continuity, everything's green, good things tend to happen. See if that keeps it going. If we go to, well, we're talking about it all month. It's not doing much today, but keeps making new highs off that monthly, right? The 2-2 reversal is down here, right? Been talking about this all month. Coming back to the previous range, still good. Look at this. No lower lows on the day, all right, since the reversal here. If we go to Beam, B-E-A-M, also handily taking out last month's highs and last week. Just exhaustion risk by going into the highs, and we'll see here on the opening. You see this outside 60, Momo hammer, right? Anybody got short in here, got screwed. Bam. Now we have to see if that sets up again. Broader averages drying up as expected. Not doing much today either, but this is why we watch these things inside month to the upside STAA. Just kind of sitting there for today, but that's why we watch this stuff. And even letter X itself, taking out last month's highs, trying to get something going, but we'll see. On the downside, CYBE here, it's getting lumped, and that's outside month already. So once it changed continuity here in the month, we're looking to go outside on this thing, right? Pokes up, comes back through on the weekly, back through previous range, wipes them all out in one shot. It was pretty fast, but we'll see if anything more comes of that. Charter. And Charter, this is in my weekend video last weekend, and so you can see this. Looking to make the outside month if this kicks in. Inside week, pokes up, bam, back to previous range, rev strat, and then you have all these pivots to go after, right? Stop them all out to give you the outside month. Now we'll see. If we go to Triple M in the Dow, and you'll see this here, potential outside day, and that's what we want to look for, right? Because we know outside bars exist. So for the rest of the day, we can look for Triple M to set up to take that out, especially if we can get any more diamond weakness over there. If we go to Martin MRNA, still an inside day, so we'll be aware of that, but it was showing early weakness to see if we can pick up on that, because remember the weekly was inside, then up, and then back down with the NVAX. Here, now trying to fight back on the 60, so we'll see. If we go to CTXS, here, once again on the weekly, you see that pokes down, then higher high, Boom, 2-2 reversal back to previous range, which causes it to take out last month's lows and go red on all time frames. After these two inside days got crushed yesterday. If we go to Penn Gaming, another one that's already completed that outside day, but Penn, you can see this once it starts coming back through here because you're taking out last week's lows. You're inside month, but you're bright red, right? So be watching that 60, something like this. The inside 60 after the outside takes it down, doesn't really fall apart, but that's kind of the things that we're dealing with. They don't really fall apart. If we go to JK Solar, here, once again, we got them good, and here, this has been a good trader. Good, because you can see here, off the highs, even if you miss this, right, when it goes here to give you the outside bar, right, then when it came up in here, this was a slight higher high by 4 cents. So that's a 2 down, 2 up whammo right here, right? And if you go down to the 30, you're going to see this. This is exactly what we look for. The 2 down, the 2 up, the inside bar for the 2 1 2 back down back to previous range, and that got you in for some real nice stuff there too. So for today, now it's getting stuck in here. You can see this in here after giving us the second outside day. You can see that once this thing went red here, yeah, it's going to take that. So you can see this is a compound outside bar of all that kind of stuff there. If we go to VeriSign, and VeriSign, once again, like a lot of the things we've been watching, still an inside month, but red, down here in the middle. Takes out previous highs last week, then comes and closes on the lows, and then bam, 2-2 reversal right back through all this kind of stuff, right? So if you look at the daily, you're going to see this here. These were an equal tick. So this was a 2 up, and this is a 2-2 reversal back through the range here. Boom. Once again, anybody's long is long from where they got in, or they're going to pick out their favorite pivot. Boom, 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 boom. Gone. Thanks for playing. If we go to Tesla, another handily inside month. But once again, on the weekly, look for the 2 up. Boom, back to the previous range. Doesn't get crushed, and as a matter of fact, gapped up on you. But here, once it comes back in today, you're coming back through these guys, which it did, and now it's just getting stuck in here with all the inside 60s, like a lot of things are going to do here. If we go to Big Lots, and Big Lots just taking out yesterday's lows, last week's lows, right? Still inside month, but anything you can get taken out certain either sides we'll keep an eye on, and then something like Flavor Flav, IFF. Like I said, potential outside bar. Once it starts going red and back through, we're looking for an outside bar because you got red on the month, you got red on the week, inside week and down. So anytime this turns red here and that 60 gets my attention for shorter term setups. If we go to crude, UCO, now it's going to give us an inside 60, but you can see this inside day to the downside in crude. And the pattern we look for on the 15, right? For one, pops up, boom, 3-2. So when this kicks in here, these two become an outside bar of all that. Then your continuation, you're 2 down, you're 2 up, boom, take out the lows because these two are going to be an outside bar of all that. If we go to TXG, having some issues here, and you can see this taking out last week's lows. All right, still potential outside day. Took it up, I believe, and now we can see if we can get that. Brinker EAT here, already taking that inside day to the downside, going after this. Now coming back a little bit. How's DRI doing? DRI already goes outside day, and then you got this USX, little guy disaster here, and you can see that. Once again here, it was already in trouble once it took this out here on the weekly below 985. So down in here, it was already in trouble on the weekly, and then changed continuity on the monthly here as it gets wiped out today. All right, so we want to be aware of all these inside months, and as you can see, like QQQ here is still handling an inside day. Look at this range, doing nothing. So be careful out there, and as always, my videos here at Smith in the Black channel are all free, so come and check them out. I make a video every night and a longer one on the weekend. So that's going to do it for this week. I hope everybody had a great week and has an even better weekend. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black channel here at TikTok with the Strat Time Report.